Have you ever watched one of those competition shows where people have to run obstacles, climb walls, and seemingly defy gravity with tons of water, all to get some prize money and the right to call themselves a champion? Those courses can be grueling, and we watch them because we love to see people face challenges, get knocked down, and get back up again to complete the race. There's just something impressive about a person who won't give up. There's a word for this: resilience, and it's what we're talking about this May. We define resilience as getting back up when something gets you down. Resilience is not just a buzzword for parenting blogs. It's actually something we see the people of God demonstrate throughout the Bible, especially in the early church. Life could be difficult for early Christians. They were being persecuted by religious and non-religious authorities alike. They were forced into hiding. They met secretly in fear of violence. By simply continuing to believe that Jesus was the Son of God, the early Christians were seen as outcasts. When we read their stories in the Bible, we're reminded that those Christians refused to give up, even though life had gotten hard. The truth is that sometimes life is hard for the kids in your ministry as well. Chances are they aren't being persecuted for their faith, but bad things happen. Things don't turn out according to plan, and it's easy in those situations to give up and stop trusting God. But this month, we want to encourage them. Don't give up. Keep trusting God no matter what. Have resilience with your faith in God. We start off our month with Jesus' last words before God brings him back to heaven. Jesus gave his disciples an incredible task: to tell the world about him and share his love with others. This wouldn't be easy, but Jesus promised he would send the Holy Spirit to help us. When the Holy Spirit did come at Pentecost, the Spirit gave the disciples power to accomplish the task Jesus set out for them. Bottom line, God is always with you. Then, in week 2, we continue in Acts chapter 3 with Peter and John and their unflinching moment of resilience. Even though they were arrested for sharing the message of Jesus, Peter and John showed resilience by the way they wouldn't give up the mission that Jesus gave them. They were willing to do whatever it took to get it done. Bottom line, keep going, even when it gets tough. In the following week, we find 2 more early followers of Jesus, Paul and Silas. After they were arrested, they could have given up their calling to share Jesus' love with others. However, even in the middle of this difficult situation, they had resilience. They bounced back and decided to worship God right there in jail. And when the time came, the Holy Spirit gave them the right words at the right time to help the jailer and his family start a relationship with Jesus. Bottom line, you can choose joy when life gets hard. Then in week 4, the author of Hebrews reminds us that when life gets hard, we can look to the heroes of the faith and see how they trusted God through some extremely difficult circumstances. Use Abraham, Joseph, and Moses to help kids understand how they can show resilience through difficult circumstances. Bottom line, trusting God can help you get back up. We'll finish up the month in Hebrews 12 and hope to remind kids that to keep going, we need to let go of everything that's getting in the way of our resilience. Thankfully, we're surrounded by all sorts of people who've gone before us. They give us an incredible example to follow what it means to have resilience. Even through the hardest moments of life, we can focus our attention on Jesus. He's the ultimate example of someone who endured death itself to accomplish the rescue mission God set out for him. Bottom line, keep going because of what Jesus did for you. While we're learning more about how God can help us have resilience, we want kids and families to memorize Isaiah 40:31. But those who trust in the Lord will receive new strength. They will fly as high as eagles. They will run and not get tired. They will walk and not grow weak. This is one of the most important verses we can hide in our hearts and remember when we're facing hard times. God will give us strength to have resilience in the face of all sorts of setbacks. When it comes down to it, we all have experienced things that we would have never experienced if we didn't push through the difficult times. When you get to the other side, you'll see something that you would never have seen before and realize it was all worth a little resilience.